Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Midway and hope you're having a wonderful day. Here we are with my cat, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the new event that started a couple days ago now, and some changes that have happened with my Aptoid code now. So of course you might know now by the time you are watching this video, the event has been running for a little while, so we're going to be able to just go ahead and check out the rewards. Although I did cover some of the rewards in a previous video, I just speculated those might be some of the ones coming in a previous event, but they actually didn't now. So we know now that this one in particular, this artifact, is happening already, right? So we already have it in the game, and it seems to be pretty damn powerful. A lot of people have been using it, so yeah, let's just read through it again. It's a long one, so brace yourselves. Basically, after the battle starts, it's going to be enhancing the next basic attack every 1 second, so that it's going to be dealing 100% more basic attack AoE damage. So every 1 second, one basic attack is going to be a little bit stronger. Now, if any of the following sound wave requirements is achieved, for the first time in battle, it's going to be granting an enhanced effect to that basic attack when the bonus effect is active, right? So every 1 second, after certain conditions have been met, that bonus is going to be amplified. So here are the bonuses. After 25 combos, enhance the basic attack to deal an additional 150% current combo damage as AoE. So if you are an archer and have a lot of combo damage, after you've done 25 combos, so basically very quickly into the battle, one basic attack every 1 second is going to also be dealing extra combo damage, so that's going to be quite meaningful. Now, this also is going to basically be applying for counter strikes. After 25 counter strikes, the same thing will happen. That basic attack is going to also deal 150% counter AoE damage. And finally, after 10 skills, it's also going to be enhancing that basic attack every 1 second to also deal 400% of your skill damage as AoE damage. So yeah, all in all, you can see that it's going to be useful for basically everybody. It's going to be depending on your values for your extra combo damage, extra counter damage, and extra skill damage is going to be dealing that damage as AoE, so it's also going to be certainly useful for stage clearing in PvE, but more than anything, it's just going to be a lot of damage in general, also coming with that passive effect of that 10% extra damage, right? So all in all, I've seen a lot of people using this. I think it's going to be very good in all forms of content, and it's going to be scaling immensely depending on, well, basically for every single one of us, but maybe especially for mages, because that 400% value is just a lot more. But yeah, the thing about this is the cap on the effect is based off of the 1 second cooldown, so your attack speed is not really relevant too much here. That's why archers are not really going to be benefiting that much from it, whereas mages, well, will just have that additional one hit, which of course they're going to be attacking a little bit slower, but when they do and the effect is active, it's just going to be a lot more damage than just adding up that counter AoE damage or that combo AoE damage, right? So yeah, that's basically this artifact. I've seen a lot of people using it, as I already said. We also have this back attachment, which I think I also covered in a previous video. I'm not too sure now. Increasing global defense by 10%, so whatever. Now, what it does is it scans the target and analyzes its weakness after the battle starts. So, basic attacks have a 10% chance to increase the target's basic attack damage taken by 2%, stacking up to 5 times, so that's just an effect that can happen. You're going to be able to deal additional basic attack damage if that's what you really shine on. You're going to be having that thing going on for you. Also happening for combos, so 50% chance when dealing a combo to increase the damage taken by combos by 2%, stacking up to 5 times. So that really synergizes really well with archers. Same thing happens for Counter-Strike. 50% chance to also increase the counter damage taken by 2% up to 5 times. And finally, for skills, there's a 50% chance. There's less passive skills going on, of course. There's going to be a 50% chance to increase the skill damage taken by 2%, stacking up to 5 times. So there's just a chance of stacking up. Additionally, eventually you will be able to deal 10% more damage of any of the kinds. So basic attack, combo, counter, and finally skill damage, right? So I think it's a pretty decent combination. It's just going to be dealing a little bit more of everything, whatever's good for you. So kind of like the artifact we just covered. I'm not too sure if a lot of people are using this yet. I don't think I've seen many, but all in all, I don't think it's a bad option. I think it's just going to be allowing you to just do a lot more damage. Basic attacks have a little lesser chance. It's a 10% chance, so it's really all just about how quickly you can get to the max value of all you can get out of this back attachment. I think it's going to be pretty damn fast if you're an archer. So all in all, I think this is pretty damn powerful, as well as the previous artifact we just covered. And finally, there is one more thing. Of course, you can also go here to the artifact choice. So once you've gotten your what you call the double-edged string, that's what the new artifact is called, you can also get either the Flaming Carnage and the Candy Gatling. Those have already been in the past, so if you are really looking forward to any of those, well, you can go ahead now and also try and get them, but that's also going to cost you, of course, additional tries on the gacha, since you need to first go ahead and get yourself the double-edged string. I'm not sure if also getting the virtual connection counts. I don't think so, but yeah, if you are one of those that are spending enough to get to the artifact choice section, let me know. Anyways, there is also an additional event happening together with this whole thing. You might have already seen it. It came out recently as well. So if you participate enough to get to floor 50 on this side of the gacha, so you need this other resource, which is also something you can buy, of course, from the events. Actually, from here you go, the star power supply. Well, you can go ahead and buy some of the scissors, and then you can use them to open up those boxes. It's a pretty lucrative event. There's going to be a lot of whatever reward you can choose. Of course, you're going to be able to get a lot of that. So if you're interested in one thing in particular, I can always go for the hammers. They're really decently hard to come by. And that's a decent amount as well, 150, so getting a lot of those is always useful. But if you get to floor 50, there's going to be the mount, right? It's going to be an additional mount coming with this whole thing. So it's going to be skill crit damage for the passive effect, which is already, of course, very telling. This is addressed to mages, or at least good for them, in theory. All in all, I don't think we've had too many skill crit damage kind of passive effects in any artifact, mount, back attachment. Maybe we have a couple, but none. All in all, I think it's not that common. Anyways, let's read through the effect. So every second for the first 20 seconds has a 60% chance to boost attack by 1% and damage resistance by 1% until the battle ends. So basically, there's just a random chance for every second for the first 20 seconds of getting that increase, right? So after those 20 seconds, it's going to be dealing a bunch of AoE skill damage, so again, mages, and launches the target airborne for 0.5 seconds. So it is really just a matter of, are you lucky enough to really stack up those buffs, right? So there's a chance you might not even get any stack of those buffs, right? Since it's a 60% chance every second, but you have 20 seconds to go through, right? So for PvP, maybe not the greatest, of course. 20 seconds is a long ass time. As a mage, you're likely to expect to just one-shot the enemy, or maybe do so in the next round of all your cooldowns coming off. But in any case, yeah, maybe for PvE this is actually useful for mages. I'm not too sure what kind of build mages are actually using for PvE. I do think this sounds like what you would expect, to just either do a lot of damage, front-loaded once you first get into battles, survive for a little while, and then finally try to get a second round and just two-shot the boss. I'm expecting that to be the case, so maybe this is actually something that is decently useful. Of course, the passive effect is insane for mages, and the actual damage, 8,000%, is very, it's a damn lot. Not gonna say much more about it. But yeah, pretty much just getting random boosts of your attack, or actually, and damage resistance, so it's both things. Yeah, I'm not thinking it's individual chances. Just from reading through this, I think it's both. You get 1% attack and 1% damage resistance if you do get that buff going on for that second. But all in all, I think this is not very good for PvP for mages, and so yeah, I'm not expecting many people to go for it, but yeah, it's something else you can choose to go for. Again, very specific for mages. I'm not thinking anybody else should really go for this. Really not a great thing if you're not really focused on skill crit damage, right? So yeah, that's really just for mages. So yeah, that's pretty much all the raids for this event. Of course, you got your usual stuff. There's going to be some extra events going on there, so you can get some more scissors participating in this, I don't know what you call this type of event. If you've played Osu, you know what it's all about. Actually, not Osu, I don't know. Guitar Hero is more like the thing that I'm talking about. But yeah, there's going to be some support gift box as well, which you're going to be able to just get any costume you might want. You choose one of these idols, and depending on the one you choose, well, you're going to be able to get their skins, so you can just cosplay as whatever you feel like. It's also an extra thing that's happening in the game, right? So yeah, you can just choose to go ahead and get it. I think you might as well check it here and see what they actually give. I think they might all be here, right? So there you go. You got global HP, for basically every single one of them, and they all look like this. I'm not sure if it's going to be changing the gender of your character, or if it's like gender restricted since there's 2 girls and 2 guys. Not sure how that's gonna work, but yeah, it's all just global HP 1%. I think you can also just get them all if you want to, right? So that's the whole thing about this event. Now, I talked a little bit before about my Aptoid code having a little bit of a problem before, right? So my contract kind of expired and got renewed. So if you were trying to make purchases for this new event using my code on Aptoid, you might have had some issues with the percentage not applying. Nonetheless, it's now fixed, so it's now working again. If you were using my code before and you tried to use it and somehow you ended up getting it lost or it's not working for you, well, you should then try and go ahead. Of course, it does help me out if you still go ahead and use my code instead of somebody else's. And yeah, you will still basically get the same benefit. The code is the same one. It's down here as well as, of course, down in the description. So yeah, if you were using it before and somehow had some problems with it, well, you could go ahead now and get it fixed if you, of course, want to help me out as well and help yourself out. Nonetheless, if you don't know what Aptoid is and you've checked out this video all the way without knowing what it's about, well, let me just go ahead and let you know a bit about Aptoid, right? So Aptoid is just like Google Play or the App Store for iPhone. You download apps through Aptoid, and once you do so and you play those apps through Aptoid, you're going to be able to earn cashbacks depending on how much bonus you currently have unlocked. So for example, depending on my bonus right now, if I was going to be making this purchase, I would be getting 22 cents as a bonus. That's a pretty fair amount, actually. I think there might be some active event going on. Anyways, once you do have enough of those bonuses accumulated, you're able to go ahead and use them to make the payment instead of using your real money. That's the whole thing about it, right? So that bonus can go from extra 10% all the way up to extra 35%. So yeah, you can see how you can just multiply the value of your money as you make purchases and try to participate in gacha events, for example, on Ledger Mushroom or any other Android game. It does only work on Android, I'm sorry, iPhone users. So yeah, you can just get more value for your money. You can then eventually buy more stuff by spending the same amount of money instead of just having to overspend to buy even more and more stuff. Anyways, this all comes together with one thing called the Appcoins wallet. There's going to be a guide down there in the description about how to set the whole thing up in your phone as well as on an emulator in your PC. So if you don't have an Android phone, you can also use a PC and download BlueStacks, for example, or any other emulator for Android and just set it up there. There's also a guide for everything there down there in the description. But yeah, here in the Appcoins wallet, which you can just get from Google Play, you need to go to Google to actually get Aptoid, just your Google browser. It's not in Google Play, that's what I mean. So here in the Appcoins wallet, which you can actually get from Google Play, you can see how much bonus you currently have accumulated. You can also see your transaction history as well as here where you can input the promo code that I was talking about, right? So if you had any issues before with my promo code, you can just go ahead here and input it again, and that's going to be working again. You can just get that flat extra 5% bonus from the get-go forever as you input that code for any purchases you do within the Legend of Mushroom. You can also see how much bonus you currently have accumulated and how much more you need to be spending to unlock higher amounts of bonuses here, a little bit of a roadmap. And finally, you can also see any active events going on within the Appcoins wallet, which will increase the bonus in those games for a limited time, so maybe like 24 hours, between 5 and 10%. So as you can see right here, there is an active event going on for Legend of Mushroom. That's why I thought that bonus is a little bit higher than I'm used to. There we go, there's an extra 5% bonus going on. So if I have like 8.5 and then I have extra 5 from this and then I have extra 5 from that, you can see that I already got a pretty decent bonus going on for myself, and it could be even higher if I made more purchases. Anyways, that's the whole thing about Aptoid. Yeah, again, if you were using my code before and somehow had any issues with it, I'm sorry about it, and now you can just go ahead and switch it back again and get it going. And if you do so and you have used my code in the past, really appreciate it. Helps me going. Just keep doing these videos and putting some more content to the community. In any case, really appreciate it. All in all, that's all I have for you today, guys. Any questions or anything you might want to comment, the comment section is down below. I'll try to go ahead and answer that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, see ya.